Hi, welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV. This is the Aftermath special where we're going to be talking about transfers, the hottest topic on every Arsenal fan's lips right about now. Transfers, who's coming in and who's coming out. We've got this special Google Hangout. And if you're watching and you want to join us, make sure you just get on the link and you can take part in this. I've got with me today Grant from All About Arsenal. I'm sure you guys who are regulars to the internet know him. He does his vlog straight after all the games. Say hello there, Grant.
Alright, mate, how's it going?
And then also joining me today, we've got Michael. How you doing, Michael?
Alright, nice.
How you doing, mate?
Good.
Right,
Good, mate.
We're gonna kick off straight away talking about transfers, and of course the hottest news that's come out today is there's been news from Sandro Rosell, who's the president at Barcelona, saying that he said today that David Villa is not going to be leaving Barcelona. It's one of the people that I personally really wanted to see coming to Arsenal, but Sandro Rosell has come out today, the president of Barcelona, and said David Villa is not leaving Barcelona this January transfer window. Grant, what do you think about that?
I'm not shocked because, you know, what a decent player linked with Arsenal, hasn't happened for years. So I was a little bit disappointed because I thought if we do get a player like that, it would signal a change in the board and Wenger and give Arsenal a huge lift from the fans. I think even a massive lift, probably the biggest lift since we've had since 2005. It's just, another disappointment, another good player that we've missed out on, and he'll probably end up somewhere else scoring loads of goals. Disappointed, really, but not surprised.
Does it? I mean, I was thinking about it, and I was thinking to myself, well, if we don't get him, and the fact that the president's come out and said he's definitely not leaving, we know how these transfer things work. Sometimes that may not mean that he's leaving. It could be that they're trying to hold out for more money and bargaining. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes. But let's say he does more than likely stay. Does that mean that was a big mistake then, not getting Demba Ba?
Well, if you don't buy another striker, then yeah. And I still want to know why we didn't try our best to get Demba Ba, considering he was cheap, and surely spending, was it 7.5 million in his buyout clause would have meant we'd be able to afford more on his wages. So I would have done anything I could to get a player like him at the club. But we have to buy a striker.
What do you think, Michael?
Yeah, it's not signing Demba Ba. It's only really a mistake if we don't bring anyone else. But who can we get that's realistic and is of Arsenal quality?
Yeah, see, that's the thing now. Who are we going to get? Because the names now, I mean, as we're talking about strikers, if David Villa's out of the picture, what strikers are left that we're going to be able to get? That is what's worrying me. I mean, Lopez from Atletico Madrid, who else? It must be just him. I can't think of any other names.
Well,
Sorry,
go ahead, Michael.
Llorente from Bilbao.
Llorente.
Yeah.
Good shit. Yeah, Llorente would be good, but I mean, from what I'm reading, it looks like he's going to be going to Juventus. Juventus have already apparently spoken to him. I mean, again, that would be a great signing, but hey, it looks like he's sort of destined to go to Juventus. What do you reckon, Grant?
He does look like a decent player, and he would do Arsenal. We were linked with Cavani as well, weren't we? Which was never ever gonna happen in a million years.
I'd love Cavani, but those quotes of 45 million, I think that would give Arsene Wenger nightmares. And the board.
That should be. I was reading this morning that Blaney's got like a buyout clause of like 20 to 23 million or so.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that he's got 22 million is what I heard, but yeah, he's got a buyout clause.
22, 23, yeah. So that's amazingly cheap for him. Why aren't we? Wenger's got like 70 million apparently.
Yeah.
23 million for a player like Fellaini, that'll basically guarantee us Champions League football.
That's not even half.
And you're right. He'd be able
Well,
to.
budget.
He'd be able to play in the Champions League, wouldn't he? Because he
Exactly.
hasn't played in Europe, so he'd be able to come straight in and play in the Champions League. He's the sort of player that would give us such a massive lift. And
He
I
would.
think, isn't it how these buyout clauses work? Is that as long as a club comes in with that buyout clause and say, right, if Arsenal step forward and they said, right, here we've got the 22 million to buy out, they're then free to talk to Fellaini.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly.
So why don't we do that?
Because
God knows.
he's 20 million too much expensive, isn't he?
I mean, I've been sort of having this banter on Twitter earlier on before we had this hangout tonight, and what I was saying to some of the fans, I mean, I put on there that, you know, why can't we get David Villa? Why can't we get these Cavani's? Why can't we be going for these guys like Falcao? I think I even put a phrase on there. I said, why are we shopping at Lidl's when we've got Harrods money, right?
That's true.
And it's just very frustrating because I just think to myself that, you know, we are supposed to be a big club.
Yeah.
Why are we always, 22 million is going to be too much? Why? To me, like you said, Grant, I don't think that's too much for a player of Fellaini's quality.
And the amount of, you know, money that we could get by winning stuff with a player like him in the team is worth more than 23 million.
Yeah.
You know, like if we don't get Champions League football, how much money do we miss out on that? So if we spend 23 million on a player like Fellaini or 22 million, whatever, guaranteed Champions League football, and he could even help us win something, which is bringing even more money in.
What is it then? What is it why we don't like to spend? I mean, Michael, you got any views on that? Why do we never want to spend? We never seem to spend the big money.
I think it's either Wenger or the board just they don't want to put the club into jeopardy and by paying money, by paying ridiculous money. So so they just don't want to put the club into more debt. I guess I don't really know why we don't. We should.
I mean, like the thing is, then they shouldn't tell us then that they've got 70 million to spend, or we've got 30 million to spend. Because right now, if they're saying to us they've got 30 million to spend, then they can go and get Fellaini and another player. They, as a matter of fact, they could definitely get two players of top quality with that 30 million. They could get because the buyout clause would say your 22 million triggers it. So you can go for Fellaini. Why are we not going for these players? And another player that I put out on Twitter, and I was saying why I can't understand why we're not in for these type of players. I mean, Wesley Sneijder.
Oh yeah, he's trying to go to Galatasaray. What a joke that is, what a waste.
Talking a Galatasaray, a bigger
We're
club.
a bigger
than
club
Arsenal.
than Galatasaray. No disrespect to them, but
Exactly.
surely we're a bigger club. So, surely it'll be more attractive to Schneider than Galatasaray.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was battering me on Twitter and saying, "Oh yeah, but the wages." I mean, I don't think he's going to go to Galatasaray. If he does go to Galatasaray, I mean, they're just talking to him at this stage, but I don't think he'd go for £200,000 a week like what he's on at Inter Milan. He's going to have to take a drop. Let's just say a player of Wesley Sneijder's quality said it was say 150,000 or 130,000.
Yeah.
Why can't we get that done? You know.
But because Wenger said, didn't he, about in the newspaper it was reported that he's in charge of the wages and doesn't like a big difference between like the rubbish players and the good players, like hence the Theo Walcott thing and the Shamak being on 75 and Scalacci being on like 60 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. And
yeah,
Andre Santos on 60 as well.
I know. Talking about that, do you reckon him getting rid of Shamak and Park and who else went on there? Jejuru, is that like a change in Arsenal getting rid of all the deadwood that we've been hanging around the club for too long? Is that a change or is that just them wanting to leave?